Hey guys, welcome back to RPO Restorations. Today we'll be talking about two of the coolest cars to come out of the redesigned B-body lineup of 1991. Both of these cars came equipped with a 5.7-liter LT1 engine right out of the factory. One of these was sold as a performance variant and the other wasn't, making it a pretty cool sleeper. I'm talking about the LT1 equipped Chevrolet Impala and Buick Roadmaster. For the 1991 model year, General Motors redesigned all of the interior and exterior components on their B-body line of cars to give them a more modern look. The chassis themselves and most of the powertrains were carryovers from the previous years. This marked a major redesign of a body line that had started in 1977 and was really beginning to show its age. Initially, these cars were offered with the LO3 version of Chevrolet's 5-liter V8, making 170 horsepower. By 1992, these would be replaced with the LO5 version of Chevy's 350 cubic inch motor, putting out 180 horsepower. Starting in 1994, however, things started to get interesting. For the 1994 model year, GM decided to replace the now aging throttle body injected LO5 offered as the biggest engine in the B body with a modified version of the sequentially fuel injected LT1 motor, which had debuted 2 years prior in the Corvette. In order to make these motors easier to drive on the street, Chevrolet equipped them with cast iron cylinder heads instead of the aluminum ones found on the Corvette. The camshafts were also modified to provide better low-end torque, and they had 2-bolt main bearing caps instead of the 4-bolt ones. All were mated behind the new electronic version of the turbo 700R4 automatic transmission, the 4L60E. These LT1 engines were rated at 260 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque, just slightly less than the Corvette's 300 horsepower and 340 foot-pounds of torque. I've also read that these engines were governed to a maximum speed of 108 miles per hour due to the speed rating of the tires that were used on the more luxurious B-bodies. I think that this engine option made these cars some of the best factory sleepers of the time, especially in the 5.7-liter equipped Buick Roadmasters. These had a reputation at the time, and maybe they still do, of being grandpa cars. With the conservative exterior styling, including fender skirts in chrome, and the wood grain and crushed velour interiors, these cars definitely didn't scream performance. With a quarter-mile time of 16 seconds at 90 miles per hour for such a heavy car, they were certainly impressive for the time. Speaking of impressive, let's talk about my favorite B-body to come out of this era, the 1994 to 1996 Chevrolet Impala SS. Released midway through the 1994 model year, the Impala SS was, in my opinion, one of the coolest full-size cars out there and was sort of a precursor to the Mercury Marauder. In an era when anything full-size was covered in chrome and wood grain, these certainly looked the part. The Impala SS came standard with body-colored trim, a special grille, rear spoiler, and special Impala wheels. The interior came with embroidered leather seats, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, and a center console. These cars also featured a slightly lowered sport-tuned suspension system, 4-wheel disc brakes, limited slip 308 gears, a high-capacity reverse flow cooling system, and most of the other extra goodies featured in the 9C1 Caprice package. Most importantly, they came with the 5.7-liter LT1 engine. The Impala SS would see a 3-year production run and would be made all the way to December of 1996, when all of the full-size B-bodies would cease production. Over that time, it would see minor interior and exterior upgrades. Its paint color choices would be expanded from black to include dark cherry metallic and dark gray-green by the end of its run. Overall, I think the Impala SS was one of the best cars to come out of this particular time period from GM, not only for its looks, but also for the performance under the hood and its usability as a daily driver. The last car I want to touch on is basically any LT1 equipped Caprice or Roadmaster estate wagon. These have really been growing on me the past few years, and quite frankly, how often do you see a station wagon on the road nowadays, let alone one equipped with a powerful V8 engine? Most of the wagons I remember growing up had either an anemic V6 under the hood or at most a Chevy 305 or Oldsmobile 307. I think it would be really cool to find a low mile example of one of these floating around out there. What do you guys think of the LT1 equipped B bodies, especially the Impala SS or the wagons? Did you work on them when they were new? And if so, what should somebody look out for? Let us know in the comments section. And again, thanks for watching.